Here we are again with a whole new camera. Lights, camera, action. So I noticed that my first video was just a test where I just goofed off for 1 minute about vanity and strategy and blotches on my face, and I got like 6 likes in half an hour. A couple of videos later I talked about God and I didn't get any likes ever. Well, it's too soon to say never say it, but so far, let's check, shall we, to see, because of course vanity is still strategy, and there is a reason to check what people are responding to besides simply because I'm insecure and because I like to feed my indignation by seeing what people don't like. What the fuck? Okay, apparently what you like is just me just being myself. That's funny. So I'm not entirely right. I got 1 like and 1 dislike. So it cancels out. It's pretty much new. Pretty much the same. Yeah, 50-50. So I can only assume that's because I mentioned the G word. And because of that, I'm going to do it a lot more in future, not less. Sometimes I do cater to my audience, as in if you comment, say you like something, make a request, I will generally respond to it as if I got 50 such comments, because I get so few generally that I like to use or allow feedback to serve as a sort of guidance, general impersonal guidance from the universe. Didn't use that word. Universe and God are not synonymous. I have a brother-in-law who likes to talk about the universe, this and that. I see there's an unmade bed in the background. It's kind of my bed, it's my spare bed where I go when I can't sleep because my partner is restless. I should have made it at least before doing this video. Anyway, yeah, universe and God, not synonymous. I'm wondering at what point do we have the courage of our convictions to put our money where our mouths are, and to own not the concepts, not the words, but the experiences that we have had, and be willing to verbalize them, even if that means using words or referring to concepts that have been so drastically co-opted and subverted that we want nothing to do with them. At this point, would I rather be associated with an Orthodox Christian or with Richard Dawkins? It's pretty obvious, pretty clear to me which. There's absolutely no contest whatsoever. I'd rather be associated with a fundamentalist Christian than Richard Dawkins at this point, I think, and Billy Graham maybe. It would be 1 like and 1 dislike, really, for both those guys, or whatever. They cancel each other out. But there's more than just bathwater here. Like, the bathwater's got so thick and scummy that we can't see any babies, so we assume even if there was one there, it would be dead. Well, rationally, logically speaking, that may seem to be an inescapable conclusion, but the baby that I'm talking about here is a miracle baby. It is a divine, not androgyne, maybe it's that too, but a divine presence, being, and it can't be killed. Simply cannot be killed. We can kill our hearts so that we lose all sense of it in our lives. But well, anyway, so I find it very interesting. There are plenty of things now that if I talk about them, I am immediately branded as a bad person. I shouldn't say things. There are plenty of things that if I talk about in the wrong way, I will be immediately branded as a bad person. Then there are things that if I even mention at all, I'm going to be associated with bad people. I think that God is one of those things. I think if I talk about God, I will be associated with people who are considered bad. And I think that's really very interesting. I mean, if there were any indication that we're living in the age of Antichrist, that would be it, right? That anyone who believes in God must be a bad person. Wow, talk about an inversion. So, of course, the tendency, temptation is to swing, to push against that, swing to the other extreme, and revert to the very kind of intolerance that gives religious people a bad name and say anyone who doesn't believe in God now is a bad person. They were right all along. But, of course, then it's unexamined. I mean, I used to say about UFOs, people say, do you believe in UFOs? Say that question is completely meaningless. I mean, if you stick to the definition of UFO, the correct definition, it's meaningless, because obviously there are unidentified flying objects, otherwise there wouldn't be any question about believing in them or not. But it goes double for when UFO, the word, has become associated with all kinds of other meanings that aren't literal or aren't scriptural. Let's say they don't refer to the actual, the baseline of knowledge that coined the term in the first place, UFO. It becomes completely meaningless, the question. And I would say that this is the case also with God. If someone were to ask me if I believed in God in the past, certainly I would hedge it. I would avoid that, or I would just say no, or I don't know. It would depend who it was, and so on and so forth. Somebody just came in the door there. 7 minutes already.